Hello, I'm Ann Van Haney, and I would like to welcome you to this afternoon's performance of Marley Was Dead, an improvised holiday humbug. Marley Was Dead is the inaugural production of remotely sketchy and imaginary friends improv. We are an improv group and a sketch comedy group to be in the future, based in the Morongo Basin in California. But we are doing things remotely, like today, with participants from all over the place. We'll be doing things in person in the future as well, and we'll be doing hybrid events that are a little bit of both. But the purpose of remotely sketchy and imaginary friends is to share sketch and improv with people all over the place and of all ages. To get us started this afternoon for our show, we would love the gift of a suggestion from you, the audience who's watching at home. We'd love a suggestion of a favorite holiday tradition and really memorable holiday gift you've received. So with that, please put that in the comments, and we want to also include some elements from the different aspects of A Christmas Carol, which is the basis of our show. And yes, here's like a copy of an original printing of A Christmas Carol, and it begins with the words "Marley was dead" to begin with. So some of the themes that we are going to be exploring today are in these cups. So I'll draw a question out from one of them, and we have the question of what were Marley's last words? And then we also have some characters we're going to be hearing from today, including, let's see here. The portly gentleman soliciting donations from Scrooge at the beginning of A Christmas Carol. We're also going to be hearing from Fan, Scrooge's sister. And last but not least, the ghost of Christmas yet to come. All right. So let's see here. All right. We are having some suggestions coming in. Let's see here. We have a potato peeler. Thank you. Okay. Great. So we have a potato peeler. We have Fan, the sister of Scrooge. We have the portly gentleman asking for donations. And we have the ghost of Christmas yet to come. And we are also going to be looking at Marley's last words. Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you very much, and enjoy this afternoon's episode of Marley Was Dead.
Jacob Marley used to love to decorate the tree with money, but then some people said they'd see him sneak back and pull it back off later.
Mr. Heavensward, Mr. Heavensward, the portly gentleman who came around to collect money for charity from Ebenezer Scrooge, was very disappointed because Jacob Marley used to give a lot of money to his cause, and Ebenezer Scrooge did not.
Come on.
And there was a gift of favorite of Marley. So much of a favorite that it became a hassle to get him to leave his house and leave the potato peeler.
The potato peeler was Jacob Marley's favorite Christmas gift.
It's a little known fact that potato peelers were a secret sign of good luck and prosperity in the 1800s.
My family couldn't afford a lot of stuff. We got the last tree on the lot, and the only thing we had to put on the tree were potato peelers.
A lot of people don't realize how truly popular the potato peeler was in that day and age.
It was used for an awful lot of things. It wasn't only used for peeling potatoes, peeling carrots, peeling fruits, peeling other vegetables, but in a pinch, it could be used for punching holes in things. It could be used for shredding things. It was really an all-purpose tool that was very popular.
That's a time of year during the holidays when gents went around soliciting donations for the poor.
I was terribly disappointed, darling. Scrooge just looked at me and walked away.
My Aunt Fan used to tell me all these crazy things about the ways that kids played with potato peels, especially at the holidays. They would make them into the little angels and dolls and puppets. It was magical.
It's not generally known, but potato peels were often used to make a form of very popular candy.
Scrooge was wont to say, "Bah! Humbug!" anytime he didn't like when somebody walked in the door and wished him a Merry Christmas.
And that is why tonight's episode is Marley Was Dead, The Mystery of the Potato Peelers.
Hello, and welcome to this afternoon's episode of Marley Was Dead, everyone's favorite podcast and video cast about the circumstances surrounding Jacob Marley and his demise. Tonight's episode is entitled The Mystery of the Potato Peelers, and that refers not just to physical potato peelers, but also the people who peel those potatoes and their appeal. Tonight we have, or this afternoon, we have with us our first guest who is going to shed a little bit of light on the circumstances surrounding Marley's death and perhaps his last words. Could we please have Fan, Scrooge's sister? Oh, hello, Miss Fan.
Hello,
Is
I
Miss?
am Fan, short for Fontaine,
Hmm.
and I was with my dear brother at the time he passed away,
Oh,
and I don't know exactly what he was trying to say. At first, I thought he said something about a rosebud, and I said, "Was that a rosebud?" And he said, "No." Well, well. And I said, "Are you barking like a dog?" And he said, "No." Huh, huh. And he said, then, "Peeler, peeler,
fascinating,
peeler."
absolutely fascinating. Years and years ago, there weren't quite as many varieties of potatoes as we have now. But the interesting thing that we know about potatoes is that they have lots and lots of eyes, and they have eyes everywhere. We have out in the field, we have an expert in potato science and potato espionage. Could we have our field correspondent, please?
Yes, I'm here with my partner, Lorraine Wilson. I'm Charles Green, and we are potato forensic scientists and other matters of agricultural divination.
Yes, we are. We are particularly interested in the history of potatoes and the people who peeled them. That's
The
my specialty.
that people don't understand the impact that potatoes, potato peelers, and other kitchen implements have had on the history of Great Britain.
Very true. Actually, a lot of people aren't even aware how popular potato peelers were back in the Dickensian times. People would love them so much they'd even decorate their holiday trees with them.
We're joining us here is would you like to introduce yourself, ma'am?
Yes, I am Molly Jenkins, and I know that potatoes originally came from Ireland, and they were transplanted here in the UK, and I specialize in sniffing them out, much like a pig who sniffs out truffles, sniffing out the potatoes and digging them up and carrying them to market.
Yes, you've been a very valuable member of our team in helping us collect potatoes to study, and we do
Yes.
appreciate it.
I sure could have used your help when I was a kid. My family used to hide potatoes on Christmas morning, and we'd go around looking for it. And then, when we opened our presents, if we were lucky, we'd have a shiny new potato peeler, considered a sign of good luck because it carried the luck of the Irish.
A delightful tradition. I approve.
And my name is Ori Boxer. And when I was a little boy, I would go searching for those potatoes that you all were trying to get. And I must say that the reason I had troubles finding them, I was convinced it's because of all the eyes, and they would see me coming. They would probably see you coming. And then they would be refusing to be dug up because they would see us coming.
That's why I became an expert in sniffing them out.
It's very helpful. Indeed. Did you know also back in the day that they used to make candy from potatoes?
Oh, candied potatoes were my favorite.
Indeed.
And also, were you aware that potato peels were used in making a mash that alcohol came from? Good.
Oh, I'm quite sure I don't know anything about that.
All right. Well, thank you so much to our potato experts. We wanted to bring another perspective in. This is actually one of the gentlemen who used to ask for donations on behalf of the charity, or maybe it's both gentlemen who were able to join us this afternoon. Could we have the gentleman come in, please? It was Mr. Sims and Mr. Essex. Oh, Mr. Sims and Mr. Essex. So nice to see you.
Lovely to be here.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us from the snowy fields of, are you in Northern Ireland this evening?
I am indeed.
I thought so.
The potatoes are really worth studying. And so, of course, as someone who's collecting for the potatoes peanuts, you say, well, this interest in potatoes in the modern day, of course, harks back to the days when potatoes were the only food you could eat. That you could afford to eat because they were the only ones that were cheap. So the potato peelers were exploited. Sorry, not peelers. The peelers were later, but the potato, those that plucked up the potatoes from the ground. See, potatoes don't grow on trees. No, they grow on the ground.
Exactly.
They have to be pulled up from the ground, and they have to be dusted off and washed. And in this cold weather, as you can see up here, rather chilly, the hands got frostbite, as my colleague can attest. And
Yes.
so
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Essex and Mr. Sims. So I also wanted to say that back before you were both potato expert farmers, you were soliciting donations, and there was one year when you were soliciting donations, and Mr. Scrooge was not at all kind to you. Could you elaborate on that, perhaps?
well, it was rude.
He was rude.
It's true. Was he not? Simply, he was terribly rude.
And what was it that he threw at you?
He threw at us mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Oh
Mashed
my
potatoes that
goodness.
we had just made.
It was
Oh
making
my goodness.
it was a mockery of the poor people we were collecting for, mocking us, mocking
Oh
us.
my
Here,
goodness. That is
Bar
just
Humbug, he said, reached in, grabbed his mashed potatoes, and it was cold. It was cold, and threw it.
cold mashed potato. Well,
Hit me
that's
in the face. Hit
oh
us
my
both.
goodness.
It's shocking.
Absolutely shocking. And do either of you think that was like the final straw for Marley's ghost?
Well,
Yes, I think it was.
yes, perhaps it was.
Because you had been soliciting donations in this neighborhood for many years, I understand.
Years beyond count, since I was knee-high to a small insect.
Oh, a potato bug.
Yes, but well spotted, well spotted. Yes, yes. Potato bug. Yes, and I was knee-high to a potato bug. So I've been collecting, and I've never met with that kind of rude, cruel. Because the people are pulling potatoes out of the ground.
It's
Ages you. Ages you.
unconscionable.
What are you? Yes, exactly.
Boss, the
Oh,
potatoes. And I left the potatoes in the boiling pot. I must go tend to them.
All right, thank you so much.
yes, I must be off. I have an important
Okay,
meeting.
and thank you so much for your insights.
Well, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Abraham Walker, a historian, and I actually have recently come across some of the secret diaries of Ebenezer Scrooge. And there's a particular passage that I think might be relevant here too. He said, "These poor wretches looking for handouts, don't they know that potatoes are right there in the ground? You only have to open your nose and sniff them out. Why do they want me to do their work for them?" And
Mm.
so you can see that he had no sympathy at all for those who could not find their own potatoes, even at Christmas time.
Oh my goodness. And whether they were new potatoes or russet potatoes or even the purple potatoes, it shouldn't matter at Christmas time. They're all one big melting pot of potatoes, and especially the mashed potatoes, the good ones with butter and maybe cream. And he was just cold potatoes.
Sounds like that old man needed some warm potatoes to warm his heart.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. We have
I am the ghost of Christmas
oh
yet to come.
thank you so much. How did you know? Well, you're the ghost of Christmas yet to come. So of course you know everything yet to come. Please tell us a little bit, if you can, about what we can expect in Christmas dinner trends in the new year.
Sadly, it appears that potatoes are no longer going to be the most popular Christmas food, except perhaps if they are mashed. But there will be other things that are going to take their place in Christmas food. For instance, macaroni and cheese.
Oh my
Who ever
goodness.
heard of cheese
Ne-
going
next-
with a Christmas dinner?
Next, you're going to be
No,
telling us that the
I
Jello and
see.
mayonnaise is coming back. Oh,
Oh my goodness, those are horrendous.
indeed.
Just horrendous. I am here to urge you and Scrooge to bring back the custom of potatoes, and with all their eyes, they can see what is coming.
Well,
So
thank you.
they ought to be able to help you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ghost of
You.
Christmas Yet to Come. All right. Well, we have some wonderful photos coming in from our audience and from our archives. The first batch of photos that I would like to bring up is of, oh, well, this is so cute. It's children putting their potatoes under their pillows to encourage sweet dreams. Oh, aren't they angelic? Oh my goodness. We also have some photos. It looks like Scrooge and Marley. Now, this is adorable because when they were at school, they were learning how to juggle, and I'll bet you can guess what they were juggling. Just look at these photos. That's right, potatoes. Oh, and here is now Scrooge and his sister Fan. In addition to the snowballs that they used to love to throw, they also, oh my goodness, we have a sneaky in photo of of the ghost of Christmas of mashed potatoes. And we have a photo of Fan and Scrooge playing with a snowball fight, as you were, or a mashed potato ball fight. It's kind of hard to tell because it's in black and white. Oh, wow. These photos are fantastic. Okay, we have one last photo, and this one might actually be, oh, yes, this one might actually be of Marley's uh, Marley's last words, or is it? Huh, it's hard to tell. Marley out in the forest. Marley out in the forest. Oh my goodness. And what is he trying to tell us? Well, we'll have to. It was all about love. Love of what? We'll find out after this word from our sponsor.
Are
Very.
you tired? If you're tired and you can't keep on going, I want to recommend potato spikes. And I will turn you over to my colleagues to speak about potato spikes.
I swear by potato spikes. I have been tired all the time. And then I started taking potato spikes, and my energy has just grown exponentially.
Me too. I can agree. Because here's video footage of me at meetings before. And here's the footage of me at a meeting after potato spikes.
I never knew potato spikes could be so invigorating. They're even better than oranges.
That's right. Call 1-800-POTATO-SPIKES for your 30-day, 60-day, or 90-day supply of potato spikes. Thanks for your patronage.
Potato spikes is not liable in the event that you become addicted to caffeine from taking potato spikes. Before taking potato spikes, ask your doctor about it.
Wise words. And thank you again to Potato Spikes for sponsoring this episode of Marley Was Dead, the mystery of the potato peelers. Now, we focused a lot on the potatoes and the peelers in the first part of our show, but we also wanted to dive a little bit into Marley's final words and why on earth he was so fascinated with potatoes. To help us explore this, we have a couple of experts who can shed some light on this. I think one of our experts is the ghost of Christmas past, and one is, well, Marley.
Oh,
Oh, two Marleys. We have two Marleys. Even better. We have Marley and the other Marley. Maybe one
I,
is the artificial intelligence version of Marley.
I'm a little dead. So
You're just a little dead. Okay.
yeah, so that's a problem.
Okay.
I'm coming to you from the past, long,
Yes.
and so that's why I have no color.
Fantastic. But Marley, thank you for coming here, and thank you for bringing the ghost of Christmas past with you and Marley of the future.
I am the ghost of
No.
Christmas past.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I wanted to ask you, and Marley of the future,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask all three of you though, what was it that got you into potatoes? Because potatoes have been so exciting for you, and I know in this book, that it talks a little bit about your life. Potatoes are mentioned 483 times. So what was it? What was the spark that lit the fuse?
Achoo!
Bless you.
I can tell you that, have you ever had buttered fried potatoes? They're to die for. That's why I enjoyed them so much.
Even now.
And that's why I died. Potatoes, you see. That's why I died. That's why to die for, and I died. So,
As somebody
who knows
seen,
such?
as somebody who's seen and knows the past, potatoes have been a magical food for time immemorial. You can eat potatoes mashed. You can eat them fried. You can even eat them raw with a little bit of salt. Potatoes make everybody happy. Everybody loves potatoes.
I see.
Well, I must admit, I didn't want to die. I had the potato. And the potatoes have many eyes. Have you noticed this? Potatoes have eyes, several, 12, 15. They see a lot of things. And believe me, once you die of them, you see those things too, and it's not a pretty sight. No.
Wow. So Marley of the future, and thank you, Marley of the past. But Marley of the future, were you coming to warn Scrooge about overindulging in potatoes? Because
Yes, absolutely.
oh,
Not only was I afraid he was going to die and be wrapped in chains like I was,
mhm.
I wanted him to know that potatoes had their own agenda, shall we say, with all those eyes.
I,
Yes.
I see. I see absolutely with the eyes. Thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, and thank you. And to our next interviewee, please tell us your insights.
I am part of the heavenly chorus that has called Mr. Marley back home. And one thing that he neglected to tell you, Spuds, we all love our Spuds. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. All right. We go now to our field reporter who is at the Wall of Hadrian with another fascinating insight into Marley's final words. We'll take you there now.
Marley's final words are often in dispute. Some people say it was potatoes. Others say it might have been rosebud.
Well, here I am in the woods next to Hadrian's Wall, and I'm here to report on investigations that we have found up near Loch Nurn. And it's a huge expanse of water that the wall runs close to, and skirts the edge of. And there was a strange inscription that was just found in the wall, and it contained information about Marley and Scrooge as young boys. I'd like to read it to you now. Sims, would you like to read this?
I took a rubbing of the inscription, what for, so we could read it better.
Right.
And,
Well, I think you. I think you should share it with our audience.
So the top one, it looks like someone's drawn two potatoes, and then there's a potato peeler underneath them. And I mean, well, now that I look at it, I'm not sure those are potatoes, but let's just assume there's two potatoes and a peeler, and then underneath it says a spuds.
Ah,
And
yes.
so,
Well, that's not terribly illuminating, unfortunately.
I'm thinking it has to do with a Christmas tradition of looking for hidden potatoes on the ground, and so maybe this were a clue
As to
to.
how he died, as to how Marley died. And
That's right.
Yes. Wow, this
Someone's
is.
trying to tell us something,
I'm
like
thrilled.
a voice
I'm,
from the past.
I'm so glad that we're colleagues. It's thrilling to have insights like which our audience can share that insight, which happened right here. Marley may have died with spuds on his mind. So back to you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. We are getting some more photos coming in, and these are absolutely out of this world, literally. We have irrefutable proof that that aliens were putting potatoes in the fields of England in the 1800s. We have photos of this right now. And we also have photos of their landing craft and their supreme leader. Oh my goodness, levitating. Oh, I can't I can hardly believe this. We also have photos coming in of the potato people. These were the early statues showing the potato mythology before Stonehenge. It's just, and there's also an ancient carving of a young child holding what appears to be a primitive potato holder. Oh my goodness. It's just unfathomable. We also have some photos coming in of the largest potatoes in the world, and Scrooge and Marley standing next to them because they were sailing around the world on a trip to see potatoes when they were young and carefree. Can we get those photos of Scrooge and Marley, please? Oh, aren't they adorable? Wow. Wow. All right. Well, we may have a few more photos yet, but first we have one last word from our sponsors.
Welcome to today's sponsor, the Spud Peeler Company. Our latest potato peeler, the Spud Peeler 10,000. It is right here. It has many customizable skims. You just take the potato, put it in, push the on button, And the potato will begin rotating and will be peeled in no time. That's due to the sharp blades on the inside, with insane cutting power, and how you can peel the whole bats of potatoes within 5 minutes. I will even bring in some customers who love the potato peel 9000.
Oh, I am just adoring that potato peeler. Wow. And you can see it's getting me so excited. I'm hopping all over the place. That potato peeler, I just adore it. It only takes me about, I would say a half hour to peel all the potatoes. And
Fantastic. And thank you. Thank you so much to the Spud Peeler Company for sponsoring our episode this afternoon. We have just a few more experts that we wanted to talk with to get to the bottom of this, the bottom of the potato bag, as it were. You know, there's always that weird little one at the end. But our first expert that we wanted to interview in this last portion of the show is the man himself, Scrooge. We've been able to come up with a time travel mechanism and a little dash of artificial intelligence, and we have Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge to shed a little bit more insight into. Yes, hello, Mr. Scrooge.
Where are these voices coming from?
They're coming
Are you
from.
in here?
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
Well, what do you want?
Well, my goodness, you waste no time. You get right down to it, and I appreciate that. Well, my name is Violet
Time is money,
Meadows.
young lady.
Yes, time is money. My name is Violet Meadows, and I'm the host of a show called Marley Was Dead. We talk about all sorts of aspects of your colleague's demise, but that includes your relationship to your colleague. Now, you were there when Jacob Marley died, were you not?
Yes, I was there when old Marley kicked over.
And you had been enjoying some wassail and some good cheer and a little bit of mashed potatoes.
You know, we had a long-running bet to see who would last longer,
Hmm.
and he had a little bit of a.
No, just a moment, Ebenezer. You've told this story again and again. It's a complete lie.
And you never took a little drink.
Never took a little
I've
bit.
had a bit of eggnog left over from last night, and I'm afraid that there was a bit of. But no, you're telling a lie. It wasn't what you said. There was a reason.
This is fun, and I think the way I remember it, it wasn't mashed potatoes. You were drinking potato mash.
Oh, I see. Now, Mr. Scrooge, were you having potato mash or mashed potatoes or a little bit of both? I mean, it is the holidays.
You know, I have to admit, the whole night did get a little hazy. We'd given each other some gifts. I'd gotten him a horse model like he always liked, and he'd given me a train. And so we were both pretty happy, I think, with the Christmas. But
Hmm.
then we started arguing over the potatoes, and then we started arguing over the potato mash.
Mm.
And um, Marley, he didn't tell me which lie he was accusing me of telling. But one of my favorite lies about him was that he drank too much potato mash, and that I liked telling his family that he were in love with potatoes.
Hmm.
And but I think the truth is that he was just a sentimental old fool,
Mm.
and missed the fancy silver potato peelers from his childhood.
Well, wouldn't we all?
Thank you for remembering me accurately, Ebenezer.
I think we also have one more insight. There's been a little bit of intelligence coming in about a tradition. And thank you, Mr. Scrooge. There was a tradition, and some families still do this, you put coins in the mashed potatoes and then you serve the mashed potatoes. And then whoever finds the coin, it's supposed to be good luck for the coming year. And as we all know, sometimes the coin doesn't get found, it ends up passing through. But you were there when you saw someone choking on a coin in the mashed potatoes, correct?
Yes, and it was it was a very scary moment indeed. We were all jovial, drinking some of the potato mash, eating the delicious mashed potatoes, when suddenly, at the end of the table, this gentleman just started kind of coughing, and we didn't know what to do. We didn't realize that it might have been the coin, like we knew it could be the coin. So we all kind of like gathered around him, and finally somebody, like grabbed it, you know,
Hmm.
pulled him, and the coin went flying across the room and ended up in someone else's potatoes. And then they ended up eating it, and then we're like, maybe this isn't the best tradition.
Oh, I agree, and strangely enough, it persists hundreds of years later.
Yeah,
No
that's
rhyme or
true. But we
reason.
started instead using like a little almond,
Oh,
so that you wouldn't be as likely to choke on it. But the
unless you
good
had a
news
nut
is
allergy. But
the
yeah.
person who ended up with the choked coin did
Mhm.
end up having really good luck for the rest of their year. So
Oh,
so it did
fantastic.
work.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. We do have one more correspondent out in the field, and I think they have found the final definitive answer. Yes. What were Marley's last words?
Marley's last words. I have put together some ton of clues and also
Hmm.
some stuff that has been written down a lot.
Mm. Stuff that has been written down a lot. That is very important for our investigation.
Marley's last words were let's do you like the potato peeler ornaments I got to decorate the tree?
Those were his last words. Do you like the potato peeler ornaments I got to decorate the tree? Wow. Well,
That's exactly what I said. Exactly what I said before I died. So just, it's just, it's psychic. How could you do that? Well, thank you.
In the
This
end,
is
old Marley, you just wanted to know that your gift was appreciated.
That
well,
was it. That was it entirely. I just wanted to know that I was well
well.
thought of.
This is sad again. Do you mean to tell me that is not true? What someone said before, that your final words were roast spuds? That was such a wonderful story. I am
well,
heartbroken that
there's
it's
there's
not
there's a
true.
lot of things that are myth and legend, and then there's the
There's the
truth.
truth. There's the truth. The
There's
truth,
the
Mom.
truth. All right. Well, thank you so much to all of our experts. And we have, again, this is Tiny Tim, who was just with us. And Tiny Tim had one last thing to say that ties it all together. And go ahead, Tiny Tim. What was that?
May mashed potatoes bless our taste buds.
Ah, yes. May mashed potatoes bless our taste buds. And thank you all so much for watching this afternoon's episode of Marley Was Dead.
Stage.
All right. Thank you so much to everyone for watching our episode this afternoon. I'd like to bring out the cast. We have Jessica Fleener in Seattle. Yay! We have Andy Harmon in Rancho Mirage, California. Yay! We have Audrey Libras in Palm Desert, California. Yay! We have Marty Nieder in Yucca Valley, California. Yay! We have Michael Van Haney in Yucca Valley, California. Yay! And we have Veronica Van Haney also in Yucca Valley, California.
Hello.
Yay! And I'm Ann Van Haney. Thank you again for watching and have a wonderful